So, once upon a time, this teenager, as you can see here, this is me, 18 years ago. I was fresh out of CTA, out of high school, just like some of you. And I was sitting in an auditorium across the street in Evans Hall, which is now just grass, doing my weekly assembly duty, just like you are doing today. And as I stand up here right now, it is this person that I'm thinking of. And I'm thinking of how I wish I would have heard the conversation that I'm going to share with you 18 years ago. A conversation that I believe would have fundamentally changed my life. This conversation I want to have with you today is about what I wholeheartedly believe is the most important relationship that you have in your life. This relationship, I would argue, it impacts every single element of your life, playing this vital role in determining how you show up emotionally, physically, and mentally to every single aspect of your life. How you show up to your classes, how you hang out with your friends, how you interact with your partner, your significant other, how you treat them, and how you allow them to treat you. How you eat, what you eat, when you eat, if you choose to eat. How you show up to work, how you engage at work, how you move your body, how you treat your body, how you dress, and how you present yourself to the world, and how you are showing up right now in this assembly, whether you are listening and absorbing this, or you're talking with your friends, or you're scrolling through TikTok, or you're tuning me out. That's all right, I've been there. Every single element of your life is impacted by this relationship. But the wild thing is this relationship is something that we rarely overtly talk about, not even in terms of general and mental health. We rarely have honest and raw and vulnerable and open conversations about this relationship. And we definitely rarely talk about how to nurture this relationship with intentionality, with love, with care, respect, and kindness. Yet this relationship plays this critical role in our well-being and our overall quality of life. So what do you think this relationship is? If you had to guess, what do you think this relationship is? What could possibly be a relationship that is so vitally important to you, yet we don't often talk about it? That is important, but that's not what I'm talking about today. It's the most important relationship in your life is the relationship that you have with your body. The body that you are in right now, the body that is your home for life, the body that is this fundamental piece of who you are and something you cannot separate from who you are as a person. This relationship is everything. And the more you understand what this relationship is, and the more you see how it comes to be, and the more you see how it influences every single aspect of your life in these subtle and overt ways, you will begin to understand and see why this relationship is everything. Now, before we dive in, I want to be explicitly clear. This is not a conversation about you needing to love the way your body looks. You don't even need to like the way your body looks. That's not what this conversation is. This is not an everyone is beautiful conversation. This is going to be a conversation about something deeper. What I want to talk to you about is about empowerment and liberation. This conversation is about building a deep appreciation for the instrument that your body is, not for the ornament that you have been trained to see it as. This is a conversation about accepting the fundamental truth that your body is good. Full stop. And just like your body is good, you are good. And if this is all you take from this conversation, the truth that your body is good and the truth that you are good, I will have done my job today as a health educator, and I will fly back to California very happy. I also want to stress that this conversation is for everyone. It is not just for those of us who feel a little or a lot insecure in our bodies. It is not just for those of us that have been maybe labeled as having body image issues. No, this is a conversation for everyone, because if you have a body, who has a body? If you have a body, if you're not raising your hand, you're just not listening. You have a relationship with that body. And that relationship, whether it be enriching or harmful, whether it be positive or negative, healthy or toxic, that relationship is deeply impacting your well-being, meaning that this message is for you. So, let's explore and examine what it means to have a relationship with your body. So I am a teacher at my core, so I put my teacher hat on for a second, and we're going to learn a little bit about what does it actually mean to have a relationship with your body. So essentially, you can define this kind of abstract concept of having a relationship with your body as the awareness and the connection that you have to your physical self. So how aware are you of your body, and how connected are you to your body? And there are 4 key elements that relate to this awareness and this connection. So we have the perceptual. This is how you see your body. So if you were to close your eyes and picture what your body looks like, this is your perception. This is the perceptual aspect of the relationship with your body. It's your body size, appearance, shape, how you see it. And the perceptual doesn't actually have to meet reality. What you think your body looks like, what you see your body, how you see your body when you close your eyes, it's not always reality. Then we have the affective, how you feel about your body. So the emotions you have when you think about or when you look at your body in a mirror or you see pictures, whether you're happy or dissatisfied, confident or insecure, this is the affective. Then we have the cognitive. What do you think about your body? And this can be related to ideas of maybe you don't think your body is good enough, or you think it is good enough. Or possibly the cognitive looks like this. Hey, if only my body looked like X, insert celebrity or insert person. Or if it was, a certain weight, or if I had this muscle. If only it looked like X, Y, and Z, then I would feel good. If only it looked like X, Y, and Z, then I would be happy. If only it looked like this, then people would like me more. And similar to the perceptual, this may or may not match reality. We have a lot of really toxic ideas about our body. And then we have the behavioral. So this basically is taking all of those other things, all those other aspects, and this is how we act in response to the perceptions and the feelings and the thoughts that we have about our body. So this includes things that we do, but it often includes things that we don't do, like maybe skipping out on a social event because there's swimming and you don't want to be seen in a bathing suit, or wearing pants, not shorts, in the middle of a Texas summer when it's 115 degrees and 90% humidity out because you don't like your legs. Or maybe you're like me and you don't like your picture being taken because you don't like the way you look in photos. These 4 factors shape the relationship that you have with your body. And because your body is your home, you cannot separate yourself from your body. You and your body are intertwined. You are one, meaning that the relationship you have with your body immensely impacts how you move through the world. So building off of this understanding, I want to share a little tool that I have created in terms of how we can evaluate this relationship that we have with our body. So we can measure our relationship that we have with our body on this continuum. Now, on one end, we have people who are at peace with their body. So when you are at peace with your body, it is basically like you are in the healthiest friendship. It exists basically unconsciously in your life. It is simply there. It's effortless. And it's holistically enriching your life because it instills confidence and security, and it sets a stage for all of this goodness to flourish. So when you are at peace with your body, it's easy to take up space when and where you need. It's easy to advocate for yourself. It's easy to put yourself out there and try new things. It's easy to risk rejection, and even failure because you already have this deep-seated confidence in yourself. Now, the best, most purest, most healing example I can think of being at peace with your body is my two kids. They're actually in the room back there running around. I don't know if they're even listening. They're a 6 and 3-year-old. They sing and dance, and they just exist. They are completely liberated and at one with their body. Whatever they want to do with their body, they just do it. They move. They experience life. They don't second guess how they're going to look. They don't second guess what people are going to think of them or how people are going to judge them. They're not worried about if they weigh a certain amount. They're not worried about how they look in a certain outfit. They're not worried if they're strong enough or what their muscles look like. They just move their body as they please, and they're completely at one with their body. While on the other end, we have people who are at war with our bodies. And unlike that enriching, nearly unconscious relationship, this is a toxic, ever-present awareness. It's all-consuming and overwhelming. It's this all-consuming and overwhelming presence that you feel at some way pretty much all the time. And it impacts your life because, once again, you cannot separate yourself from your body. You are one. And if you have negative feelings and energy that is being spent on your body, that negative energy is connected also deeply to how you feel about yourself. And if you're in a space being at war with your body, it's easier to step back, to make yourself smaller, to take up less space so you don't go noticed, you don't stand out. You go unnoticed and you don't stand out. It's easier to stay in your comfort zone. It's easier to play it safe, whether that be staying in a harmful, toxic, social, or romantic relationship because you think that's what you deserve. Or if it's playing up a specific persona, even though that's not really who you are, but that's what you think the world wants of you. Or just staying on the sidelines, looking in and not fully engaging in your life, limiting yourself because you are in this state of war with your body. So as we look at this continuum, I want to stress that you can exist anywhere on this continuum. It's not a at war or at peace either or situation. And it's definitely not a static relationship that stays in one place. It's a continuum for a reason. We move along this continuum for the simple fact that our bodies change, our minds change, our hearts change, our perspective of the world changes. Simply put, you change. I challenge you to pause for a second and ask yourself, where are you along this continuum? Be honest with yourself. Are you at peace with your body? Do you have more of an unconscious relationship with your body? Or are you at war with your body and you're spending precious emotional and mental energy consumed by how you feel in your body and by how the world perceives you in your body? So as I think about this continuum and where I exist on this continuum, where each of us exists on this continuum, one of the biggest questions I have is, how do we go from my little kids being at peace with your body? Because I think it's pretty safe to guess, to assume that none of us probably are all the way at peace like my 3 and 6-year-old are. So, what happens in our life that shifts us towards that at war? Or what happens at different times in our life, different experiences, different people we're with that have influenced this relationship and have made us move to that side of being at war with our bodies? So in my opinion, as a human who has experienced having a relationship with their body, but also as a health educator, I believe that us existing more towards that at war end of the continuum all stems from one of the biggest lies that has been ingrained into us. This lie that is ingrained in us in so many different ways and from so many different avenues in our life. And that lie is that your worth is directly tied to how you look. We've been told this lie time and time and time and time again, packaged a little bit differently in different situations, sometimes with a nice little bow of telling us, oh, you just need to be healthy. But really, they're just pushing a cultural beauty standard on us. And they've merged these two ideas, and they're in not so subtle way telling us, oh, no, your worth is directly impacted on how you look. So we see this message packaged differently in different situations, but the message remains the same. The message is that your worth is directly tied to your external self. Your external self being the way you look, or possibly the number that you see when you step on a scale, or your athletic ability, your height, or maybe the size of your clothes. We're conditioned to believe that our bodies and our external self are more important than our internal being and who we are as a person. We are conditioned to center bodies over people. And this is utterly toxic. It is toxic that we have been conditioned to define our worth and the worth of others, because, be real with yourself, we judge people. We judge them by the way they look on the outside and the way their external selves and how we see them in our world. And in my opinion, this process of centering bodies over people is the primary culprit in destroying the relationship we have with our bodies. Even if you are someone right now who is existing in alignment with all of those toxic cultural beauty standards, it's still harming your well-being. Your worth is still being centered on your body and your external self over who you actually are as a person. Even a concept like body positivity, specifically I want to say within its current iteration, not what it was originally designed as a cultural social movement in the 1960s. But what it is today, it centers the body over the person, and it perpetuates the idea that you being beautiful is the marker of your worth. Now I know this is maybe a little jarring or maybe a little confusing, but let me explore this a little bit more. Because both body positivity and body negativity center the body over the person. So body negativity says, hey, your worth comes from your beauty, your strength, right? All of those external things. And because you don't meet those cultural beauty standards, you are not worthy. So body positivity gets a little bit better, but it still centers the body over the person. And it says your worth comes from your beauty, your strength, and your external self. But because we changed the game and we say everyone is beautiful, you are worthy. Sure, we've expanded the definition of beauty under this umbrella of body positivity. And we're starting to retrain ourselves to see beauty in much more expansive ways. But, as I've said, body positivity still centers the body over the person and fixate on your external self as the marker of your worth. So, if body positivity isn't the key to nurturing a healthy relationship with your body, if it's not the key to helping you have a thriving relationship with your body, what is? So let's look at that again. If body positivity and body negativity centers the body, that means to nurture an enriching relationship with our body, we need to flip the script, and we need to learn how to decenter our bodies and to rewrite our thinking to understand where a person's worth actually comes from and how it comes from within. And we want to prioritize person over the body. We want to see humans as humans first and foremost and recognize that their body is an insignificant piece of who they are. It is not the marker of their worth. So this mindset of centering ourselves and our personhood on a body on our personhood over a body is called body neutrality. So where body positivity and body negativity centers the body neutrality says, hey, your body is good. Full stop, end of story. That's it. Your body is good, and just like your body is good, you are good. There are no qualifiers for how you look or your physical feats. You and your body are simply good. I want to be real that rewriting this narrative and actually rewiring how our brains perceive the world, how our hearts perceive the world, in terms of how we view ourselves and how we find value in ourselves and how we view others. It is very, very difficult. We are conditioned from everywhere. You are conditioned from messages in your home, from messages from your peers, from messages in the church, from messages in media, from everywhere. We are conditioned to see people as bodies first and foremost and humans second. But like any habit, it's something we can work on little by little by little, and we can make a conscious choice daily, maybe more than daily, maybe, moment to moment, depending on where we are on that continuum. We can make a choice to rewrite this narrative and to rewire our brain and how we think. And I'm under no illusion that I know that just with one talk, you're not going to go from existing at war end and now move to being at peace. But that's okay. It's a journey. It's a journey. And because I'm asking you to be real and vulnerable as you analyze the relationship that you have with your body, I want to be real and vulnerable with you. And I want to share a piece of my own healing journey in the relationship that I have with my body and this ongoing process that I have of decentering bodies, both in terms of how I see myself and how I see the world. So as I mentioned earlier, I have not really since my second kid was born, I've not been a big fan of having my photo taken. And it's been something that has really, it's been one of those subtle but also really powerful ways that this toxic relationship that I have with my body shows up and impacts my well-being. So one day though, I realized if I don't take the pictures, I am essentially erasing myself from our family memories. If I don't take the picture, I am removing myself from the story of my children's lives. If I choose to remain more focused on whether I meet these arbitrary, toxic, archaic cultural beauty standards that are changing every single day, if I'm choosing to focus on those rather than prioritizing connection and building core memories with my family, this toxic relationship with my body massively harms my well-being. I don't really like this picture. I'll be honest. This is my husband's absolute favorite picture of me and my son. I struggle every single time I look at this. But I have to remind myself that what's the point? He doesn't care what I look like. He's living at peace with his body. How many times are you erasing yourself from the story of your life because of this toxic relationship you have with your body? So decentering our bodies and rewriting scripts, the scripts we tell ourselves about our bodies. It is hard work. And it often feels like a 2 steps forward, 3 steps back situation. So how do we do it? How do we do this? How do we decenter bodies? How do we retrain ourselves to know in our soul that our worth is innate, that it is not dependent on anything outside of ourselves other than the fact that you exist as a human and you are good? So, it's a process. It is a process, but here are 3 things that you can do to help shift this relationship. And I see some of you not even listening, you're tuning out. And I want you to know that whether you feel it or not, the relationship you have with your body, it deeply impacts your life. And if you are someone who's living on that end, that you are at peace with your body, be grateful. You're able to move through the world with peace and security and confidence that few are able to experience. And I hope that you feel that forever, but our bodies change. Cultural beauty standards change. The way the world perceives you changes. So I challenge you to do this work to decenter your body. So, number one, know that you are more than a body. Your body is simply one piece of who you are, but it is not the marker of who you are. It is not the most important thing about you. It doesn't tell me that you're kind or hardworking or that you're brave, that you show up for your friends. Those are the things that matter. You are more than a body. This body is just this one thing about you, and it's this thing we often don't even have control of. 2, focus on what your body can do, not how it looks. Now, when I talk about what it can do, I'm not talking about what it can do in terms of some athletic feat or expertise. I'm simply talking about what can it do as it serves you as your home and keeps you alive. Focus on what your body can do. And the third thing, accept that your body will change. Now I know y'all are young, way younger than me. Your bodies probably work better than mine. And I wish it could stay like that forever, but it probably won't. We're pretty obsessed with this very unrealistic idea of not aging, not changing, being the same. I saw this chart one time of the expectations of women and their bodies, and it's like this: oh, have a baby and go back exactly where you are. Have a baby and go back exactly where you are, which is completely unrealistic, right? I wasn't supposed to look the same here in my teens as a student at Chisholm Trail Academy as I did when I graduated from Chisholm Trail Academy. I wasn't supposed to look the same as this 18-year-old person as a 23-year-old graduating from Walla Walla. I wasn't supposed to look the same from that moment to a few years later before I had kids. And I definitely wasn't supposed to look the same when I had a child. And I'm not supposed to look the same now as a 36-year-old woman who has given birth to 2 kids and had a miscarriage and lived through a global pandemic. I'm not supposed to be the same. Yet we believe that we are. So accept the truth that your body will change. Like I said, rewiring your brain and decentering your bodies is not an easy task. It is a continuous journey, and it is hard work, but it is worth it. Because the outcome is liberation. Liberation from the lie that your body is the most important thing about you. Liberation from the lie that you need to weigh a certain amount or bench press a certain amount, or be 6 feet tall, over 6 feet tall, or have curves in all the right places. It is liberation from the unrealistic expectation that your body shouldn't age, that your body shouldn't change, and that it shouldn't do exactly what it was designed to do. The liberation that comes from intentionally nurturing a relationship with your body, and decentering your body, and embodying the truth that your body is good and that you are good.